Hello friends, how are you? I hope you are all well. Welcome to the YouTube channel Top 15. Before starting the video, a simple request to all of you, please give me a subscriber. Please subscribe to my channel. I need your support. Please like the video. If you have any suggestions, put them in the comment box. In this video we discuss top 15 top Netflix series and also best Netflix series. Netflix original series. Let's start the video. Number 1. The Wheel of Time. The Wheel of Time is a series of high fantasy novels by American author Robert Jordan, with Brandon Sanderson as a co-author for the final 3 novels. Originally planned as a 6-book series, The Wheel of Time spans 14 volumes. Set in a high fantasy world where magic exists, but only some can access it, a woman named Maureen crosses paths with 5 young men and women. This sparks a dangerous, world-spanning journey, based on the book series by Robert Jordan. At the dawn of time, a deity known as the Creator forged the universe and the Wheel of Time, which spins the pattern of the ages using the lives of men and women as its threads. The wheel has 7 spokes, each representing an age, and it is rotated by the One Power, which flows from the true source. The One Power is divided into male and female halves, set in and set off, which work in opposition and in unison to drive the wheel. Humans who can use its power are known as channelers. The principal organization of such channelers in the books is called the Aes Sedai, or Servants of All in the Old Tongue. Number 2. Loki. Loki is an American television series created by Michael Waldron for the streaming service Disney+, based on Marvel Comics featuring the character of the same name. It is the 3rd television series in the Marvel Cinematic Universe produced by Marvel Studios, sharing continuity with the films of the franchise. The series takes place after the events of the film Avengers: Endgame, in which an alternate version of Loki created a new timeline. Waldron served as head writer and Kate Herron directed the first season, with Eric Martin and the duo Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead serving as head writer and leading the directing team for the 2nd season, respectively. Tom Hiddleston reprises his role as Loki from the film series. Gugu Mbatha-Raw, Wunmi Mosaku, Eugene Cordero, Tara Strong, Owen Wilson, Sophia Di Martino, Sasha Lane, Jack Veal, Daobia Operi, Richard E. Grant, and Jonathan Majors also star. By September 2018, Marvel Studios was developing a number of limited series for Disney+, centered on supporting characters from the MCU films. A series featuring Hiddleston as Loki was confirmed in November 2018. Waldron was hired in February 2019, and Herron had joined by that August. Martin, who served as a writer on the first season, was revealed to be writing the entire 2nd season in February 2022, along with Benson and Moorhead joining to direct the majority of the season's episodes. Filming occurred in Atlanta, Georgia for the first season, with the 2nd season being filmed in the United Kingdom. Loki premiered on June 9, 2021. Its first season, consisting of 6 episodes, concluded on July 14th and is part of Phase 4 of the MCU. It received positive reviews, especially for the performances. A 2nd season, also consisting of 6 episodes, is in production as part of Phase 5. Number 3. Warrior Nun. Warrior Nun is an American fantasy drama streaming television series created by Simon Barry based on the comic book character Warrior Nun Ariella by Ben Dunn, developed as a feature film adaptation. The idea was reimagined as a television series for Netflix when the service had given the production a series order for a 1st season. Filming takes place in multiple locations in Andalusia, Spain, such as Antequera, where the headquarters of the fictional Order of the Cruciform Sword was filmed. Season 2 is mostly filmed in Madrid, where its plot takes place. The series is narrated and led by Portuguese actress Alba Baptista in the role of Ava Silva, a quadriplegic orphan who discovers she now has supernatural powers which force her to join an ancient order of warrior nuns. The series marks Baptista's English language debut. The cast also features Toya Turner, Thekla Rutan, Lorna Andrea, Christina Tontori-Young, Sylvia DeFanti, and Tristan Aloa. The series debuted on July 2, 2020, to generally positive reviews. In August 2020, the series was renewed for a 2nd season, which was released on November 10, 2022. After waking up in a morgue, an orphan teen discovers she now possesses superpowers as the chosen halo bearer for a secret sect of demon-hunting nuns. Number 4. Snowpiercer. Set 7 years after the world has become a frozen wasteland, Snowpiercer centers on the remnants of humanity, who inhabit a gigantic, perpetually moving train that circles the globe. class warfare, social injustice, and the politics of survival are questioned in this riveting television adaptation. Snowpiercer is an American post-apocalyptic dystopian thriller television series that premiered on TNT on May 17, 2020. It is based on both the 2013 film of the same name, directed by Bong Joon-ho, and the 1982 French graphic novel Le Transpersonnage by Jacques Loeb, Benjamin Legrand, and Jean-Marc Richet, from which the film was adapted. The series, a reboot of the film's continuity, follows the passengers of the Snowpiercer, a gigantic, perpetually moving train that circles the globe carrying the remnants of humanity 7 years after the world becomes a frozen wasteland. The series questions class warfare, social injustice, and the politics of survival. Jennifer Connelly and Daveed Diggs star alongside Mickey Sumner, Allison Wright, Ido Goldberg, Susan Park, Katie McGinnis, Sam Otto, Sheila Vayan, Mike O'Malley, Annalise Basso, Jalen Fletcher, Lena Hall, and Roberto Urbina. Stephen Ogg, Rowan Blanchard, and Sean Bean joined the main cast in the second season, and both Chelsea Harris and Archie Panjabi joined the main cast in the third season. Number 5. Vikings Valhalla. Vikings Valhalla is a historical drama streaming television series created by Jeb Stewart for Netflix. It is a sequel to history's Vikings, filmed in County Wicklow, Ireland. Set 100 years after the events of Vikings, the series chronicles the beginning of the end of the Viking Age, marked by the Battle of Stamford Bridge in 1066. The 8-episode first season premiered on February 25, 2022. With a 24-episode order announced in November 2019, the series was officially renewed for a second and third season in March 2022. The second season is scheduled to be released on January 12, 2023. Vikings Valhalla begins in the early 11th century and chronicles the legendary adventures of some of the most famous Vikings who ever lived. Leif Erikson, Freydis Eriksdotter, Harald Hardrada, and the Norman King William the Conqueror. These men and women will blaze a path as they fight for survival in the ever-changing, evolving world. Number 6. Stranger Things. Stranger Things is an American science fiction horror drama television series created by the Duffer Brothers, who also serve as showrunners and are executive producers along with Sean Levy and Dan Cohen. Produced by Monkey Massacre Productions and Levy's 21 Laps Entertainment. The first season was released on Netflix on July 15, 2016. Its second, third, and fourth seasons followed in October 2017, July 2019, and May and July 2022, respectively. In February 2022, the series was renewed for a fifth and final season. In a small town where everyone knows everyone, a peculiar incident starts a chain of events that leads to a child's disappearance, which begins to tear at the fabric of an otherwise peaceful community. Dark government agencies and seemingly malevolent supernatural forces converge on the town, while a few of the locals begin to understand that more is going on than meets the eye. Number 7. Resident Evil 2022. The story takes place over two timelines, the first of which involves 14-year-old sisters Jade and Billy Wesker moving to New Raccoon City. They come to realize that their father may be concealing dark secrets that could destroy the world. The second timeline takes place over a decade in the future, where only 15 million humans remain, with over 6 billion animals and people being infected with the T-virus. It follows Jade, now 30, in her efforts to survive in this world. Resident Evil is an American action horror television series developed by Andrew Dabb for Netflix, loosely based on the video game series of the same name by Capcom. It is the second television adaptation of the franchise after the animated miniseries Infinite Darkness, and the third live-action adaptation after the film series of the same name and the reboot film Welcome to Raccoon City. The series is set in its own universe but features the video game series storyline as its backstory and basis. Number 8. The Witcher. The Witcher is a fantasy drama web television series created by Lauren Schmidt-Hissrich for Netflix. It is based on the book series of the same name by Polish writer Andrzej Sapkowski. The Witcher follows the story of Geralt of Rivia, a solitary monster hunter, who struggles to find his place in a world where people often prove more wicked than monsters and beasts. But when destiny hurdles him toward a powerful sorceress and a young princess with a special gift, the three must learn to navigate independently the increasingly volatile continent. The Witcher is a series of 6 fantasy novels and 15 short stories written by Polish author Andrzej Sapkowski. The series revolves around the eponymous Witcher, Geralt of Rivia. In Sapkowski's works, Witchers are beast hunters who develop supernatural abilities at a young age to battle wild beasts, and monsters. The Witcher began with a titular 1986 short story that Sapkowski entered into a competition held by Fantastica magazine, marking his debut as an author. Due to reader demand, Sapkowski wrote 14 more stories before starting a series of novels in 1994. Known as the Witcher Saga, he wrote one book a year until the fifth and final installment in 1999. A standalone prequel novel, Season of Storms, was published in 2013. Number 9. The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power is an American fantasy television series developed by J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay for Amazon Prime Video. Based on the novel The Lord of the Rings and its appendices by J.R.R. Tolkien, the series is set in the Second Age of Middle-earth, thousands of years before Tolkien's The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. It is produced by Amazon Studios in association with New Line Cinema and in consultation with the Tolkien estate. This epic drama is set thousands of years before the events of J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, and will take viewers back to an era in which great powers were forged. Kingdoms rose to glory and fell to ruin. Unlikely heroes were tested. Hope hung by the finest of threads, and the greatest villain that ever flowed from Tolkien's pen threatened to cover all the world in darkness. Beginning in a time of relative peace, the series follows an ensemble cast of characters, both familiar and new, as they confront the long-feared re-emergence of evil to Middle-earth. From the darkest depths of the Misty Mountains, to the majestic forests of the elf capital of Lindon, to the breathtaking island kingdom of Númenor, to the furthest reaches of the map, these kingdoms and characters will carve out legacies that live on long after they are gone. Number 10. The Sandman. A wizard attempting to capture death to bargain for eternal life traps her younger brother Dream instead. Fearful for his safety, the wizard kept him imprisoned in a glass bottle for decades. After his escape, Dream, also known as Morpheus, goes on a quest for his lost objects of power. The Sandman is an American fantasy drama television series based on the 1,989,199 comic book written by Neil Gaiman and published by DC Comics. The series was developed by Gaiman, David S. Goyer, and Alan Heinberg for the streaming service Netflix, and is produced by DC Entertainment and Warner Bros. Television. Like the comic, The Sandman tells the story of Dream, Morpheus, the titular Sandman. The series stars Tom Sturridge as the title character, with Boyd Holbrook, Vivienne Acampan, and Patton Oswalt in supporting roles. Number 11. Yakima's S-245. Free-spirited dive instructor and marine biologist Armin is set to join in a research mission aboard a submarine. However, when the sun starts killing everyone up above, Armin and his science crew need to get on board a military sub to survive. As they try to figure out what is happening up above as well as what the military sub's true mission is, tensions arise between the crews, and especially between Armin and the boat's second commander, Umut. Armin will not only fight to stay alive, but also will get a second chance with the love of his life. At the end of it all, he will learn that he is a hero, a leader, and a legend. Yakima's S-245 is a Turkish apocalyptic sci-fi drama thriller streaming television series created by Jason George, inspired by the 2015 Polish science fiction novel The Old Axolotl by Jacek Dukac. The series premiered on Netflix on April 20, 2022 and is a spin-off of the Belgian series Into the Night. Number 12. The Flash. The Flash is an American superhero television series developed by Greg Berlanti, Andrew Kreisberg, and Jeff Johns, airing on the CW. It is based on the Barry Allen incarnation of DC Comics character The Flash, a costumed superhero crime fighter with the power to move at superhuman speeds. It is a spin-off of Arrow, existing in the same fictional universe known as the Arrowverse. The series follows Barry Allen, portrayed by Grant Gustin, a crime scene investigator who gains superhuman speed, which he uses to fight criminals, including others who have also gained superhuman abilities. Initially envisioned as a backdoor pilot, the positive reception Gustin received during 2 appearances as Barry on Arrow led to executives choosing to develop a full pilot to make use of a larger budget and help flesh out Barry's world in more detail. The series is primarily filmed in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. The Flash premiered in North America on October 7, 2014, where the pilot became the second most watched premiere in the history of the CW, after The Vampire Diaries in 2009. It has been well received by critics and audiences, and won the People's Choice Award for Favorite New TV Drama in 2014. The series, together with Arrow, has spun characters out to their own show, Legends of Tomorrow, which premiered on January 21, 2016. In March 2022, the series was renewed for a 9th and final season, which is set to premiere on February 8, 2023. Number 13. The Last Kingdom. The Last Kingdom is a British historical fiction television series based on Bernard Cornwell's The Saxon Stories series of novels. The series was developed for television by Stephen Butchard, premiering on the 10th of October 2015 on the BBC. In 2018, the show was acquired by Netflix. The series lasted for a total of 5 seasons, with the final season airing on the 9th of March 2022. A feature-length sequel, titled Seven Kings Must Die, has been filmed for Netflix. In the year 872, many of the separate kingdoms of what is now England have fallen to the invading Danes, leaving the great kingdom of Wessex standing alone and defiant under the command of King Alfred. Against this turbulent backdrop lives Udit. Born to a Saxon nobleman, he is captured by the Danes and raised as one of their own. Forced to choose between his birth country and the people of his upbringing, his loyalties are ever tested. What is he, Saxon or Dane? On a quest to reclaim his birthright, Udit must tread a dangerous path between both sides to play his part in the birth of a new nation and ultimately recapture his ancestral lands. Number 14. Manifest. When Montego Air Flight 828 landed safely after a turbulent but routine flight, the crew and passengers were relieved. But in the span of those few hours, the world had aged 5 years, and their friends, families, and colleagues, after mourning their loss, had given up hope and moved on. Now, faced with the impossible, they're all given a second chance. But as their new realities become clear, a deeper mystery unfolds, and some of the returned passengers soon realize they may be meant for something greater than they ever thought possible. Manifest is an American supernatural drama television series created by Jeff Rake that premiered on September 24, 2018. On NBC, it centers on the passengers and crew of a commercial airliner who suddenly reappear after being presumed dead for 5.5 years. It stars Melissa Roxburgh, Josh Dallas, Athena Karkanis, J.R. Ramirez, Luna Blaze, Jack Messina, Parveen Kaur, Matt Long, Holly Taylor, Darrell Edwards, and Ty Doran. Number 15. Lost in Space. Set 30 years in the future, colonization in space is now a reality, and the Robinson family is among those tested and selected to make a new life for themselves in a better world. But when the new colonists find themselves abruptly torn off course en route to their new home, they must forge new alliances and work together to survive in a dangerous alien environment, light years from their original destination. Stranded along with the Robinsons are two outsiders who find themselves thrown together by circumstance and a mutual knack for deception. The charismatic Dr. Smith is a master manipulator with an inscrutable endgame, and the roguish but charming Don West is a highly skilled, blue-collar contractor who had no intention of joining the colony, let alone crash landing on a lost planet. Number 16. Sweet Tooth. A bonus video for you. 10 years ago, the Great Crumble wreaked havoc on the world and led to the mysterious emergence of hybrids, babies born part human, part animal. Unsure if hybrids are the cause or result of the virus, many humans fear and hunt them. After a decade of living safely in his secluded forest home, a sheltered hybrid deer boy named Gus unexpectedly befriends a wandering loner named Jeopard. Together they set out on an extraordinary adventure across what's left of America in search of answers about Gus' origins, Jeopard's past, and the true meaning of home. But their story is full of unexpected allies and enemies, and Gus quickly learns the lush, dangerous world outside the forest is more complex than he ever could have imagined.